Hari Om, everyone. Good morning.
Hari Om.
Shall we begin? Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Kalyane Ratam Karunamayam Namami Chinvayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gururadirnadischa Guru Paramadaivatam Guru Parakaram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Na Guroradikam Tattvam Na Guroradikam Tapaha Tatpajnanat Param Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Hari Om. Morning. If you can turn on your videos, that would be great. So we were doing the first mantra of Upanishad Vidyasara. Yo Brahmanam Vidadati Purvam Yo Vai Vedamscha Prahinoti Tasmai Tamha Devam Atma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshurvai Sharanam Aham Prapadye. And I think we got as the meaning is I, Supreme Paramatman, manifested as Brahma. I revealed the knowledge of the Vedas to Brahma. To that Supreme Paramatma, who illumines my Atma Buddhi, I, as a Mumukshu, Sharanam Prapadye, I seek refuge, I surrender. So we got as far as Atma Buddhi, I believe. And the idea of Atma Buddhi is when we are identified with the body, seeking interactions with the world outside, joys, sorrows, experiences through our sense organs, then that is known as Deha Buddhi. When we turn our attention inward towards the Atman, then as we did in Kapil Gita, what happens is Guna Dvasta. The Atma, the Chaitanya, destroys our vasanas, destroys our impurities, and that Atma, that Deha Buddhi becomes Atma Buddhi. Here it says Atma Buddhi Prakasham. So that same light which illumines my Buddhi as Atma Buddhi, in essence, what it's saying is that Shankara calls it Atma Buddhi Prasadam. Because when you turn your attention inwards and that self then destroys your negativities, the result is purity of mind. And that purity of mind which comes by the grace of the Lord is known as Atma Buddhi Prasad. that Atma Buddhi Prasad becomes Atma Buddhi Prakash, which is really Atma Jnanam. So self-knowledge is only possible in a buddhi which has turned inwards to become Atma Buddhi, and the prasad of the Lord is purity of mind, which enables this self-knowledge to take place. Okay, I think that's as far as we got with Atma Buddhi. Oh, we talked about Mumukshu. He says, Mumukshu vai sharanam aham prapadye. So we touched on who is a Mumukshu. And I think we said there were 4 kinds of Mumukshus, if you remember. One is Tivra Mumukshu, my hair is on fire. Therefore, what do I want? Water and only water. The second kind says, later on in life, I will look into the matter. The last kind will say, even if I find it accidentally on the street lying down, I may think about picking it up. So, Sharanam Prapadya is an interesting word. Sharanam means to take refuge, to surrender. Now, those who are on the Jnana mark will say surrender actually means becoming one with him. Because if that Supreme Paramatma is infinite, I can only become whole and complete if I become one with that infinity. So Sharanam means becoming one with him to be free from all bondages. Bhakti Marg will say, yes, I understand that even though there's Jiva Bhava and I'm separate, I'm still in bondage, but still to me, Sharanam means I seek refuge at the lotus feet of the Lord. As Arjuna did in chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita, when he realized that Krishna was not just his friend, but the Supreme Lord, he says, Shishyaste mam, Shishyaste ham sadhi mam tvam prapannam. I surrender to you. So this surrender word, people don't seem to like it, but it is a very important word because surrender implies humility, vinaya. And knowledge is not possible without vinaya. Vidya is not possible without vinaya. There is this Guru Shatakam by Shankaracharya, which is one of my favorite, which is, it goes on to say, no matter what you achieve in life, how much wealth, fame, fortune, wife, children, wealth, manaschena lagdan gururang gripatme. If your mind is not at the feet of your guru, tatatkim, 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 tatatkim. Of what use? Of what use? So, language of jnana is becoming one with him, Sharanam. Language of bhakti is surrender at the lotus feet of the Lord. And if you don't know the Lord, we did in the Kapil Gita, you know a God man. So really the only mantra needed in life, if you want one mantra, forget the whole scriptures. Hari Sharanam, Guru Sharanam. That's it. I seek refuge at the lotus feet of the Lord and in my Guru. So this first mantra is a Mangalacharan, which is an invocation mantra, which highlights the auspiciousness of the Lord. And this is unique, which can also be qualified as a mantra because it indicates the oneness between Atman and Brahman by saying the same Paramatma which illumines Brahma is the same Atma, is the same Chaitanya. The same Chaitanya which illumines Brahma is the same Chaitanya which illumines my Atma as Atma Buddhi, which becomes Atma Buddhi Prasad, which becomes Atma Buddhi Jnanam. So Guruji gives the name Vastu Desha Nirdesha Atmaka. This mantra is Vastu Nirdesha Atmaka because it's like a Mahavakya. It indicates the oneness between Atman and Brahman. It indicates the subject matter. That's what makes this Mangalacharan so unique and so special in that not only invokes auspiciousness, but also indicates the subject matter. So Mumukshu. Now, I think, yeah, we ended by saying, why did he say Mumukshur Vai and not sadhakavai or shishyavai or bhaktavai or sevakavai or jignasuvai. Why did he say mumukshurvai sharanam aham prapadde? Any thoughts? That's where we left off, I remember.
Because the spirit of mumukshu is what drives you in every other way, whether it's bhakti, karma, jnana, any of the others. They're empowered by the sense of mumukshatu.
What was the first line you said?
I think, sorry, I can't remember the exact words, but it's the spirit of mumukshatu. Mumukshatu is what drives your every other aspect that you just named.
Right, but what is that spirit of mumukshu?
It's that, sorry, me or general question?
Anyone?
It's that drive to want to know. It's that desire to want to know the truth.
Exactly. The key word is desire. Muktum ichuhu iti mumukshu. Muktum ichuhu, icha, desire. It begins with the desire for liberation. Enough is enough. That desire is what is the motivating force. But just having the desire is not enough. Necessary, but not sufficient. Because after the desire, now I want to know. I don't know what I want to know, but I want to know that which I do not know, so I may come to know what I do not know. So this mumukshutvam is the driving, motivating fuel in the engine of a sadhaka. So it begins with desire. Going deeper, if one doesn't have desire, one will do nothing. And Guruji gives the example of those who are even addicts. Until they decide that they have a problem and the desire to get out of the problem, no amount of therapy will help that person. And he quotes a shloka from the Manusmriti, Yadyathi kurute kimchit tat tat kamasya cheshtitam, which is no action is ever done without desire. So every action is born out of desire. Therefore, mumukshutvam is the most important quality. That's why it says, mumukshurvai sharanam aham prapadye. Not jignasu. So, sharanam, two words, Hari sharanam, Guru sharanam. This brings us to the end of this verse, which was in the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, which is in the Yajurveda, the Mangalacharan, and it gives a beautiful introduction to who is a mumukshu as part of the Mangalacharan. This will now lead into the next two mantras, elaborating who is a mumukshu, what is the Shishya Lakshanam, the very important topics in Vedanta, and what is the Guru Lakshanam. Who is the student and who is the teacher. So we go to the next mantra. It's called the qualifications of the Guru and disciple, also known as Shishya Lakshanam and Guru Lakshanam. So Mundaka Upanishad is a beautiful Upanishad. We've done it here. I don't know how many of you did it in this class. I think Jessica, you did. 2015. I think Chris did. She's not here. We did this in 2015. Mundaka Upanishad, Mundaka. Munda means head. So what is the head of the Vedas? The supreme most of the Vedas? Upanishads. What is the result of this knowledge of the Vedas, of this Upanishad? Ka. Ka means bliss of realization. So Mundaka is that Upanishad which gives you the self-knowledge of the Vedas, which gives you total and complete bliss. That's the meaning of Mundaka. Now, I think I've told the story before, but Mundaka is the, when you ask Guruji what's his favorite Upanishad, he says Mundaka Upanishad. And he said he had memorized 3 shlokas in his life. This is, I guess, when he was 16, 17, 18. And he was at a railway station. And just about to board, there's these bookstalls. And you pick up the small leaflet which just had mantras in it. And he picked that up. And in the train, he read. And all 3 mantras he had memorized were in this leaflet. The first was the first mantra of the Mundaka Upanishad. Kasmindu bhagavato vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati iti. What is that knowing which everything else gets known? The second was those 2 birds. If you see the Mundaka Upanishad, you see 2 birds sitting on a branch of a tree. Dva suparna sayuja sakhaya samana vrikshe parishasvajate tayoranya pipalam svadvati anashtananyo abhichakashiti. You see that in Chinmaya Vibhuti in the Swanubhuti Vatika. You see that tree and 2 birds sitting there. One bird is Ishvara. The second bird is eating the pipalam fruit. And from time to time, it will turn back and look at Ishvara and then continue to eat the pipalam fruit. And Ishvara is waiting patiently for this bird to turn around and come to him. Metaphorically, it's a very strong picture of our lives. And the third shloka, mantra, not shloka, third mantra was our Vedic Arti, na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam. So since then, that became his favorite. So the first Upanishad, when I asked Guruji to what text we should take, he said was Mundaka Upanishad. In Shankara Bhashya 2015, which he did in Uttarakashi, when I read the first 2 lines, I was in shock. I had no idea how I was going to take that test. I had never heard of Shankara Bhashya, let alone read it. But here we are. So Mundaka Upanishad, that's the story of the background. The next 2 shlokas, next 2 mantras, I keep saying shlokas, next 2 mantras are from the Mundaka Upanishad, and we will begin with the first one. It's on page 23. It's a very famous one. It's actually my favorite mantra in Mundaka Upanishad. I think I've quoted it many times here. Pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmanaha nirvedamaya na asti krita kritena tadvijnanartham sa gurumeva vigacche samitpani shrotriyam brahmanishtham. Each word we can take 2 hours on. We will try not to do that. Brief description of this verse. Pariksha, having examined. Lokan, world, worlds. Karmachitan, karmachitan, gained by the performance of karma. Brahmana, wise person, one who has thought, one who has reflected, one who has sattva-guna qualities. Nirvedamaya, nirvedam, dispassion aya, acquires nirvedam, and it acquires dispassion. Na asti akrita kritena. Akrita, eternal. Na asti, not there. Kritena, by doing, eternal is never achieved. Tad vijnanartham, so to know that which is eternal, sa gurum eva abhigacche. He must go to a guru and a guru alone. Samit pani, hands, samit, firewood, taking firewood in his hands to a guru who's who? Shrotriyam, well versed in the scriptures, Brahmanishta, established in the truth. It's a simple shloka. We're done. We can end the class here. Okay, Where do we start? It is such a deep sloka.
Sorry, Suresh, before you actually start, can I start with something less deep?
Sure.
Um, it's quite interesting when you watch the Upanishad Ganga series, many times the student is asked, go and get firewood. You know, when they go seeking a teacher, go and get firewood. Is this where it comes from?
It's in the Upanishads. The reason is in those days, the teachers in the forest, and therefore the most important fuel is firewood. The firewood is used to cook, to make tea, to keep them warm, to keep animals away. So firewood was the most important thing, and the guru can't go out taking a knife and cutting wood and bringing. So part of the biggest seva the kid would do is go and bring firewood. So we all need to learn how to cut firewood. That's the moral of the story. Let's find out.
Sorry, is it also very symbolic in the sense that taking firewood to the guru, you burn, but basically you're burning, let him teach you, surrender to him to burn your ego.
That's a beautiful one. I had not thought of that, but I have to hand it to you. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting take on firewood. Yes, I like that. Pariksha. Let's start word by word. As I said, we will take each petal of each mantra, dissect it, absorb it, chew it till it becomes part of us. Pariksha, having examined. Having examined what? So we say having examined aparavidya. Aparavidya is knowledge of the world. In fact, Vedas is also aparavidya. Aparavidya is Brahman knowledge, Brahmajnana. Even Vedas is aparavidya, which must be dropped at the end. So having examined that everything in the world is finite. All the karmas that I perform and all the karma phalas that I get are finite. Even if I perform prohibited karmas, immoral karmas, illegal karmas, criminal karmas, even the phala I get of that is also finite. If I do rituals, upasanas, so I may go to other lokas, that is also finite. Pariksha loka, having examined. Lokas, having examined what? All my experiences in all the worlds. Now we say, what worlds are there? I actually made a copy of this because I don't remember them. Who remembers all the lokas? And it says, okay, we are in Bhuloka. Then there are 7 lokas above us called Bhuvaha, Swarga, Maha, Jana, Tapa, Satya. And the 7 lokas below Bhu is Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. Don't ask me what they are. But if you read briefly, one is the world of the serpents, one of the scorpions, below one is the world of Pashu, and up going above is the world of higher and higher pleasures. So the point is, don't think that loka only means this plane of existence. There are different planes of existence where lokas exist. Lokyate iti lokaha. A field of experience is a loka. Which means even here, whatever karmas I do, the karma phalas I get in this world is a field of experience, is my loka. Those who work in political field, it's their political loka. Artists, artist loka. Music, music loka. Sevak, Chinmaya Kirti, that's his loka. Those who are extremely extrovert, nightclubs, parties, that's their loka. Each creates their own loka. Sorry, Sandhi, did you want to say something? I swear.
No, it's just briefly that loka, could they also mean Jagrat Swapna Sushupti?
Field of experience, you could extend it. You could extend it, but since you don't have control of Swapna and Shushupta, it is not considered a real, it's a loka which you will go into. It's a field of experience. So possibly, yes. Possibly. Jagrata and Swapna, yes. Shushupta, I don't think so. Because there is no field of experience there. But yes, you can be tortured by your dreams based on your gross state. So yes, it is a loka. That's a good point. So having examined all these fields of experiences, how do you examine? That's a good question. There are only 4 ways we can, maybe 5 ways of experiencing the world. Pratyaksha praman. Pratyaksha means directly experiencing with what I see, smell, hear, taste, touch, my 5 senses. Pratyaksha praman. I examine by seeing, by smelling, by hearing, by tasting, by touching. Direct perception. The second way I examine the world, anuman, inference. I see smoke, I infer fire. A brother of that is known as presumption. I see water in the morning, therefore I presume it rained. Not necessary, that they could have had a water truck which broke down. That's called presumption. Third is upaman. Upaman is comparison. I see this family, very devout. They go to church, mosque, temple, they pray, the family stays together, they have a good life. I compare, I learn. This family lead a very extrovert life, family is broken, children are all over the place. I compare, therefore I shouldn't do that. This person goes into the uh, nightclubs and bars, develops bad habits. I should not do that. That's how we examine. The third way. The fourth way we examine the world is known as Agama, Vedas, Shabda Praman. What they tell me. I don't know these 10 lokas are there, Satya, Tapa, Jana, Maha, Swarga, Bhu, but they tell me it's there. Shabda Praman. I accept it because Vedaha Pramanam. Atindriya Vishaye, Vedaha Praman, that's beyond thy senses, is a valid means of knowledge. So when I do pariksha, when I examine all that I can from pratyaksha, anuman, upaman, and shabda praman, I come to a conclusion that whatever I can gain in this world or the worlds, the result is temporary. Now this seems so simplistic and logical, but if we just stop there, I do karma, I get karma phala. I enjoy it. It creates more vasanas. I again do more karma, it creates more karma phalas, creates more vasanas. And I go on, and I go on, and I go on. All are like a marichi, Maya marichi, a mirage. We keep changing. Shankaracharya calls it budbud, like a bubble. The bubble comes and I say, I am the king of the bubble with my ego. It's a bubble. Okay. Understanding this, Parikshalokan, Karmachitan Brahmana, Brahmana. Who's a Brahmana? Is the person with Vishuddha, well, not Vishuddha, just Sattva Guna is enough. Sattva Guna, who's a thinking person, examines world. Guruji likes to say an unexamined life is not worth living. So Brahmana is someone who has examined life. And what has he examined? That all karmas are anitya. Karma phala is anitya. Anitya means finite. So why should I keep on doing what I am doing if everything I am getting is finite? Knowing that if I do what I always did, I will get what I always got. Why do I keep doing the same thing over and over again? There is a quantitative change in my life, but absolutely no qualitative change. So this person becomes a Brahmana. He begins to think. A good definition of Brahmana is in Atma Bodh, the very first verse. First verse of Atma Bodh, 2012, we did a camp. I think Jessica was there as well. So you can tell us the first verse of Atma Bodh. Tapobi Sheena Papanam. You remember it, Jessica? Go ahead.
No, please continue. But I remember the camp.
Tapobi Sheena, that's the one in which there was water problem.
That's the one, yeah.
Tapobi Sheena Papanam Shantanam Vitaraginam Mumukshunam Apekshoyam Atma Bodho Vidhiyate. It's a beautiful sloka, where Shankaracharya is saying, Tapobi Sheena Papanam. So to a person who through tapas, Sheena Papa, he's reduced his sins a little bit. Mind has become little quiet, Shantanam. Vitaraginam, his likes and dislikes have been moderated a little bit. Mumukshurnam, he's become a mumukshu, the same word. Apekshoyam, I prescribe to him like a doctor who is a diseased patient, Atmabodh. Same idea. This Brahmana who's become a mumukshu is beginning to examine the world and realizing that everything I do is finite. Kim kritena prayojana. What is the purpose of karma if I'm only doing finite things and I keep getting finite perishable results, which is not even pleasurable because we have now understood that even what I considered worldly joy is actually a source of worldly sorrow. All this implies another great quality of the Shishya. Mumukshu, now when he starts examining, becomes a Viveki. Vivek is developing. Guruji asked us this question, I think it was last year, we were sitting in his kutia and he said, what is the essence of Vedanta? When he went round the room and everybody gave Atma, self, realize the truth, drop your ego, it went round. And he said, the essence of Vedanta is Vivek. Guruji's Purva Ashram name before Swami Tejamayana was Brahmachari Vivek. Vivek is right thinking, because from right thinking, everything else follows. So this Brahmana develops Vivek, Viveki Purusha. He has got the right qualities because he's examined life and he's reached the conclusion that karmas, chasing after karmas is not the way. I don't know what I want. But all I understand is karma is anitya. And karma chitan brahmana. We'll come to that. Let's go slow. Whatever karmas I do can have only 4 possible results. There is no 5th. Can anyone tell me what they are?
Sorry, can you repeat the question? There's only 4 possible what?
4 possible effects of karma. Only 4. There's no 5th.
Is it Papa, Punya, and two other, I don't know.
Good try.
Is one immediate effect of a karma or an action?
And the other three?
Is it that one, I don't know what the technical term is right now, but one would create more vasanas, one would liberate you would free you from the certain vasanas that impelled you into that action. A third would generate, no, sorry, let me stop there.
A lasting impression on the mind that is sattvic. Don't know.
Can I have a go?
Please.
One is perceptible result. One is an imperceptible result. One is obviously immediate, and the other one is sometime in the future, I think.
Okay. We're giving very scholarly answers. Let's stay simple. Four effects of karma. Utpadyam, number one. Utpadyam. That which did not exist now comes into existence. Creation. Baby was not there, baby came. Pot was not there. As a pot maker, made a pot. Pot was yellow, I painted it, it became red pot. Creation. Karma can create. Second, apyam. To reach somewhere. Through karma, I can reach somewhere. Where I am not already, I can reach. It can be a physical place. It can be a position. I can become, it can be a position here, a prime minister. It can be a position in hell, in heaven. I can go from A to B, either in position, in power, or in place. Apyam. Through karma, I can achieve that. Third, vikaryam, modification, which we all do. I don't like my house, I'm going to alter it. Bathroom shouldn't be here, it should be there. I want an open plan kitchen, I want this, I want that. Vikaryam, we do that. That can be done through karma. Fourth, samskaryam. We can give samskar to people, to things. Samskara means beautification. I don't like my house the way it's painted. I'll paint it blue or green. Samskaryam. Chaturvedam. By karma, only these four things are possible. Creation, going where I am not already, modification, beautification. Other than these four, karma can give you nothing else. Samskaryam can. Now these can lead to purity of mind. That's a different matter. But samskara can only, karma can only do these four things. So Shankara is saying a man of Vivek says, I want something which is eternal, immortal, fearless, immutable, permanent. I don't know what that is, but I want that. Having examined the whole world, all lokas, from Pratyaksha Praman, Upaman, Shabda Praman, realizing that all the actions I do gives me anitya phala only, how long will I continue to do this? You become a Viveki Purusha. Kim Kritena Prayojana. You keep asking yourself, what's the purpose of it? Now, I want that, but I don't know what that is. Tadvijnanartham. To gain the knowledge of that eternal truth. Visheshana Jnanartham. I want direct realization of that knowledge. What do? Nirvedamaya. Nirvedamaya. You develop a dispassion. Third quality of a Shishya. Shishya Lakshanam. Mumukshu became a Viveki. Vivek gives you Vairagya. Nirvedam, Vairagya. Nirvedamaya, he acquires dispassion. Why should I keep chasing after finite things over and over again when it gives me finite sorrows only? So dispassion is a product of Vivek. With Vivek must come Vairagya. If Vairagya is not born, the Vivek is not complete. So, Shishya Lakshana, Mumukshutvam, Vivek, born out with Vairagya. We'll come to it. The next one would be humility, but it'll come. What should he do? Guru eva abhi gachet. He must go to a guru and guru only. I can study the Bhagavad Gita. I can study the Vedas. I can read books. I'm a learned scholar. Why do I need a guru? You hear that all the time. There's guru, what's the word? Guru phobia? There's no law, right? Not Congress, in this country, Parliament against guru phobia. There's Islamophobia. We should codify guru phobia. Go to Europe. Go to Sweden. Go to all our centers. The minute you use the word guru, they will run away. The minute you use the word God, they will run away. We talk of the self, going inward, being balanced, being centered. We play these games just to try to explain to them what we cannot do through words. It's changing, hard work, but Chinmay Mission is on it. So why do we need a guru? I can read books. I'm educated. Anyone?
Guru is somebody who has done all these things and is now totally immersed in the self, where he can teach you, that he has been through all the experiences, and has come to a place where we really want to be ourselves.
Okay. Anyone else?
For grace and support.
Sorry?
For grace and support.
Grace and support. It's a good one.
Guru is needed for realization of the truth because it is so subtle that you cannot get it through the books.
Okay.
The book is not going to know my weaknesses. That's one point. And the other point, I think you said, I'm educated and I have books. So why do I need a guru? And that reminds us of this fabulous story of when Gurudev first went to meet Swami Shivananda. And he says, look, I'm a busy person, I'm an educated guy. And Swami Shivananda turns around and just says, you know, having a few degrees barely makes you literate. Educated is some way off for you.
I think, I think to get a practical experience, theory, as everybody can read about theory, but actual experience what Guru is having, so that we can gain sitting or getting from the Guru practical knowledge or practical relation, whatever.
Is it also you see in a guru? I can't pinpoint it in words, but you see the truth and the the sattvicness and everything that we are full of judging and mistakes, you see that he is not. It's just, I think somebody who brings your mind to quietness and stillness, and you think, oh, I've got to, it just makes an impression, a
I
lasting
think role
impression.
model. A role
Yeah.
model.
No, I would go beyond a role model.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Role models are something that it's again materialistic in the sense that it's here and I think you feel something quite different. I can't pinpoint it, but yeah.
It's said because a guru is a Brahmanishta and Brahmashotriya. He's traveled the paths that all the other sages have traveled. He gets to know all the obstacles that possibly come as he perceives the student with their own limitations, and he's able to guide accordingly. And he's the one that's lived the path, so he's able to guide us as we need to be guided.
All great answers. Anu, you wanted to say something? Yes.
yeah.
Sorry, Vishwa.
Sorry, Suraj, I think Guruji is, Ramchandra Mission says the Pranahuti transmission. Guru can transmit the subtle knowledge to the student. That is one of the core principles of Veda, Pranahuti meditation, or Pranahuti, whatever you call it.
Okay.
Guru can, transmit.
Anu?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, well, I need Guru to drop my ego.
Good. That's a good one.
If you're a seeker, you need a knowledgeable one, isn't it? That's a guru. He's already there, so he's the one who. If you are a seeker, so you go to somebody who already knows it.
Right.
To me,
Smita?
a guru is the guidance guru gives to do the spiritual practices in the right way. Otherwise, we'll be confused all the time, even after reading scriptures. A guru will give the right guidance how to.
You need an anchor. Usually it's the guru who finds you and not you go and find him. I just feel you need some support to grow in your path. Am I making any sense?
Absolutely. All great answers.
And just trying to add in a few more words, I think we've talked about the guru's already established in the truth, but has that love and compassion to not make fun of the fact that we are so stuck in this false understanding and almost this make-believe loka world of experience. So yeah, love and compassion is an added few ingredients in there, but it's impossible without the guru as well. I think it's absolutely impossible.
Excellent. All great answers.
Can I add one more?
Sure.
Shankaracharya in Bhajagovindam is given this very famous verse, Satsangatve Nisangatvam Nisangatve Nirmohatvam. And it's almost like you find that satsang and the people, the company that will then lift you. And that is the guru. That it's almost like once you have gone there, then almost the rest of the process is not so much automatic, but the rest of the process happens. And you carry on there. It's not possible to do with a book.
Good.
There is a classical example of Vivekananda when he met Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna is guru. Within one sight, he got his enlightenment. So, right.
Yeah. So, for swimming, we need a guru. For elementary school, we need a guru. For learning how to ride a bike, we need a guru. But for the highest knowledge, we question, why do we need a guru? The simple answer is we don't have the data. So on the path, now I know litmus test, remind me if I'm wrong, but you put a piece of paper in the liquid, and when it's red, it is acidic, and if it's blue, it's alkali. Well done, Suresh, I remember my chemistry. If it's yellow or orange, what do? I go to the teacher and I say, what's this? And he'll say, you know what, it's some other chemical, blah, blah, blah. It was contaminated, you need to do this. He'll have the data. On my route by myself, I do not have the data to compare my progress with what I experience. Shankaracharya very clearly says in the Shankar Bhasha of Mundaka Upanishad, he says, Shastrajnyopi Swatantrena Brahmajnanam Veshanam na kuryat. For the knowledge of the truth in the Shastras, Swatantrena, independently, do not even begin to think that by your own intellect you are able to grasp this. Iti etat guru eva tvaya dharana phalam. You must go to a guru. What happens otherwise is misadventure. Now, what is the guru lakshana? Now, how do you go to the guru? It says Samit Pani. Before I come to the guru lakshana, Samit Pani. Pani means hand, Samit means firewood. Taking firewood, I go to the guru. Somebody asked the other way to visit Guruji, what shall I take? And I said, take some fruits or some nuts or something. I didn't think of this. But Samit Pani means you never go to a guru empty-handed. Number one. But the point here of Samit Pani is what is valuable to you, you offer to the guru. Ideally, what he requires. If he needs firewood, you give him firewood, not a plastic chair. If he needs to build an ashram and you have money, you give him money. If he's hungry, you give him food. So Samit Pani, there's an element there, actually the only, not element, the whole idea there is Vinaya, humility, surrender. How to approach a guru will be a topic we will take. Tat vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Swami Swarupananda loves this line. You first go to the guru, prostrate, surrender, serve, and then he'll say, do you have any question? Then you ask the question, as opposed to, Swamiji, I've got a question for you. I've asked many people, but I haven't got decent answers. Let me try you. You hear that all the time in the satsang there. Samit Pani, with a sense of humility. That's the idea. So, Mumukshutva, Shishya Lakshana, Viveka comes from Pariksha. From Nirvedam, dispassion comes Vairagya. Samit Pani comes humility. You must go to a guru who is Shrotriya Brahmanishta. We'll quickly touch over this because we're running out of time. We will reflect on this and come back next, actually a couple of weeks. Shrotriya, he must be well versed in the scriptures. Shabda Praman. It's also Aparavidya, but it is Shabda Praman. It is the means to Brahmajnana. He has studied the scriptures. And why is it important that a guru must have studied the scriptures from his guru? Guru Shishya Parampara. Because when you go to a guru, you have questions at your intellectual level. The guru can only answer it at the intellectual level when he has the Shabda Praman of the Vedas. The intellect can only be satisfied by qualified guru who has the Shabda Praman, who has the valid means of knowledge in terms of words that he can describe to you to quieten your intellect. The guru must be Brahmanishta, established in the knowledge of the truth with a firm abidance in it. so that whatever he's telling you is out of his own direct experience. He has the data set in your chemistry lab to tell you what you are seeing. You can analyze against that. If you're off course, he will bring you on course. If you're on course, he will gently and lovingly guide you. Now, what if the guru is a Shrotriya but not a Brahmanishta? Well, if he's a Shrotriya and not a Brahmanishta, he's a great Sanskrit academic professor that we will probably hire at CVV because he can quote the scriptures forwards and backwards. But he's the same miserable creature like you and I. What if he's not a Shrotriya but he's a Brahmanishta? They are there. They are useful. They sit in the caves. They're in meditation. They have the experience of the truth, but they cannot communicate it in Shabda Praman to you and I. They may have other means, as Vishwanarayanji was saying, of transmitting it, as Ramakrishna Paramahansa did it to Vivekananda. But that's rare. And that's not what's advocated in Vedanta, to rely on that. It can be done. The grace of the Guru can do anything. But he must be established in the truth and be a Kshotriya, well versed in the scriptures. So what we've touched upon here are the Shiksha Lakshanas, the characteristics of a student. It's a very big topic in Vedanta. And then the Guru Lakshanas, what are the characteristics of the Guru? Now, of course, characteristics of the Guru they're much greater. You need to be, as Jessica said, Karuna Sagar, ocean of compassion, full of love, eager to teach, be able to answer my same questions 1,000 times, have empathy towards my position because he was there at some point. All those are secondary to the primary qualifications of Shrotriya Brahmanishta. Parikshalokan karmachitan brahmana nirvedamaya nasti krita kritena tat vijnanartam sa gurumeva abhigachet savit pani shrotriyam brahmanishtam. This was actually the only shloka which hit me when I studied Mundaka Upanishad. Bhagavad Gita says, Jnanina Tattvadarshinaha. Go to a guru who's a jnani and who is Tattvadarshanam. He's got the vision of the truth. Same thing. Shrotriya Brahmanishta. This is a beautiful shloka. I don't know about you guys, but this mantra number 1, mantra number 2, clearly lays out the qualifications of what we need to aspire to and the qualifications of the guru. This is we're entering into Upanishad Vidyasara, the essence of Upanishads. Thoughts?
Hari Om. Sureshbhai, you mentioned that the guru has a data that is allows him to sort of see what is required in the shishya. I have heard that when we bow down to our gurus, they can read our forehead and know exactly where we stand in terms of what is required, and that is why we bow down to our gurus, because they have that ability to even read our mindset. Is that correct?
I really don't know about that. That's beyond my pay grades. That I don't know. If they have they are Shrotriya Brahmanishta, they have the ability to read everyone's mind. But I remember people would go to Gurudev and say, bless me. And he would say, how? And they would say, put your hand on my head. And he'd say, okay, if you feel that's blessing you, I will do that. But he was very explicit that seeking blessings, darshan, is not the way of Vedanta. Each must walk the path by themselves. Guruji will never say, I bless you. I've never heard him say that. Never. I invoke God's grace and Guru's blessings. He says, I do not know how to bless. That's humility of a Guru. I've never heard him say, I bless you. He says, I'm not qualified.
Very well. I had a question about when you mentioned the 4 effects of karma, does destruction not come into that as well? Because when you perform karma, it could be destructive.
But it is almost negative creation in a way. What's been created is uncreated. So it falls in the same. It also falls in the realm of vikaryam, because vikaryam is modification. So what became mud became doll, doll became mud again. It's another form of it's a modification.
Okay, understood.
Next week, not next week. When is the next class? Next week we have Swamiji here. We've got Shraddh Puja at Chinmay Kirti. I hope you all have registered for Shraddh Puja. It's a great opportunity to offer prayers to your departed ones. Puja will be held for the first time at Chinmay Kirti, called Shraddh Puja, which is a debt we have to our ancestors to perform Shraddh every year. Chinmay Mission, for the first time in UK, is offering this opportunity. Register. The names of your ancestors will be read out. Puja will be done. If you're there in person, you can do the puja yourself. Otherwise, it will be done on your behalf in the presence of Swami Swarupananda. So that's next Sunday. So we won't have a class. 28th. Anybody know what's happening 28th?
Nothing in the morning. I think it's only in the evening. We're having the same family get together. Sorry, actually, I'm going from memory. I should check my
Yeah, I
diary.
think it's the Chick alumni event later that day. But in the morning, as Sandeep said, there isn't anything.
That Janvi's wedding? Oh, that's 20.
Saturday is Janvi's wedding.
So 28th morning is free.
I think so.
Okay. We'll be in touch by WhatsApp to see if we have a class or not on that day, given a very hectic schedule with Swamiji being here. Possibly 28th, otherwise 5th we will definitely have a class. It's a Chick camp, Swamiji's away. And then 12th we are off because it's Diwali in London, and we will resume on the 19th. So possibly 28th and 5th will be happening. So we'll be in touch on WhatsApp. Any questions, or should we wrap up?
I think Sandeep's about to say the same thing. We're going to, before we wrap up, Sandeep I think we're about to say the same thing.
I think we're all about to say the same thing. So Suresh, we very much appreciate you being our connection to the Guru here. And I think for those who don't know, it's Suresh's birthday today. So I was just wanting to say to raise that with everyone and wish you the very happiest of birthdays.
Happy birthday, Sureshji.
Janmadinamida.
Thank you for
Happy
that.
birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you all very much for
Thank you
that
so much.
elaborate embarrassment, but we will conclude it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Shall we sing to you?
Hari Om.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Purnamada
Hari Om.
Amidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya
Purnasya Purnamadaya
Purnameva Om Shanti
Shanti.
Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Hari Om. Thank you all very much, and
Thank you. Hari
I'll
Om.
see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.